G'day everyone, Lucas here from the Aussie Gamers Experience, and today I am playing Watch Dogs Legion on a 3080. Alright, so Watch Dogs Legion just launched at midnight this morning, and I had a bit of a play of it, but I haven't had a look at the performance just yet, as I'm about to put up on the screen. Let's chuck it on there. And let's have a look at what we've got here now. We've got 54C on the GPU, but I have literally just started the game up, so it's still probably going to warm up to around that 60 odd. Just under 2000 megahertz. CPU's running at 60C and using 15 gig of RAM. This is running on DirectX 12, and we're getting 57 FPS. This is a busy area. However, I do have the settings on maximum. Let's just get rid of that for a second, and we'll have a look at what we've got. Video. Alright, so we're running the GTX, that's a hard habit to kick. It's the RTX 3080 and running at 1440p. Monitor refresh rate's 144. VSync is off. No frame rate limit. Although I wonder if this limits it. Let's oh no, you can't turn it off. Field of view is 70, and those menu positions are just if you're using multi-monitors, which I'm not. DirectX 12, graphic quality is on custom. I must have changed something. The geometry is ultra, environment's ultra, texture is ultra, filtering ultra, shadows ultra, headlight shadows on 2 cars, reflections are ultra, DOF is on, motion blur is on, bloom is on, AO is on, post-processing is TAA, subsurface scattering is high, and we also have ray tracing set to ultra. Now that's going to be a big major impact to the performance, but we'll see how it goes. DLSS is on balanced, and no extra details. Temporal upscaling is deactivated. Alright, let's have a look at the performance we're getting around the world and have a look at what it looks like running on an RTX 3080 with ultra settings and ray tracing on. Now the water first looks a little muddy. I mean, it's a disgusting river. What's this river called? Is this the Thames? Does it tell you on the map? How good is my knowledge of geography and things like that? I think that's the River Thames. I may be incorrect. If we've got any POMs listening or watching, let me know. Am I wrong? Am I right? I could just look up Google Maps, but I'm not going to do that now. But anyway, we're running at, where's the FPS count here? 59, so we're getting about 60 FPS, just under. Which, for me, I'm not terribly happy with that. But that's definitely a mind over matter thing, because last night when I was playing this I was like, oh, this is running fine, but I didn't have the frame counter on, but I also wasn't in this big open area as well. I was mainly indoors and doing the first couple of missions that the game sends you through. But yeah, in this area, on everything on ultra, I would dare say that the ray tracing is probably the biggest hit to performance, but that's on as high as it can go, and if you're happy with 60 FPS, that's what you're going to get. Now the thing is with this game, I've only just started this game, and I don't want to go losing characters, because if your character dies, it's kind of permadeath. I mean, you could switch to another NPC, which is a now playable character, but this actual character will be dead, and this is one of my starters, which is like a up there powerful NPC, so I don't want to go running amok engaging the police to then die for the sake of this video. Sorry, but I'm not willing, because I've only just started. But what we'll do, so we're still sort of hovering around that 60 FPS, but I'll turn off ray tracing in a minute and we'll have a look. The reflections on that thing there, whatever that is, like a weird jetty, it's the Thames River Tours. There we go. We've just confirmed I am correct on what that river is. The reflections there don't look all that fancy. I don't know if I'm being too judgmental, but they look sort of like murky. But let's have a look what happens when we jump in the water. Hopefully I don't get in trouble. Alright, how's it look? Oh, the interaction's okay with the water, I guess. But it's not super amazing. Is my character wet now if I get out? Oh yeah, he's got a wet look on him. Pretty cool. He's a weird looking dude. I didn't design this guy. That's just a random character. Alright, so still hovering around the 60 FPS. Let's turn ray tracing. Oh, actually, I'll give you some examples. These puddles look really good. See the ray tracing going on there? The real-time reflections are impressive. You can see that statue, that monument, pretty clearly in that water. See the detail? That's impressive. Let's see if we can see another. Because I guess it rains in London a lot, so we should find quite a few of these water puddles. Oh god, there's people yelling at me. Oh, I think they're yelling at me. I am standing in the middle of the road. Yeah, those reflections are really cool. I haven't actually turned off ray tracing yet to see it myself. So let's turn that off. Alright. Ray tracing is off. Let's see what these reflections look like now. The puddles. Okay, so they still look good, I reckon. They still look like puddles, but they are not reflecting what's going on in the real world, just kind of reflecting light, which I think looks really good still. So if you don't have an RTX card, or you're playing on something that can't handle ray tracing, that's not that bad. That's still pretty good. Now you can still see screen space reflections, like that phone booth is still being reflected in this puddle here, but it's just not very clear. It's very low res and things like that. So it actually looks pretty cool. How does the water look? Oh my, am I right in saying that that water looks better with ray tracing off? Or am I just mistaken? I don't know. Alright, let's... Oh, I didn't even notice the frames. Right, let's have a look. So, yeah, we've gained close to 20 FPS by turning ray tracing off. My golden jacket still looks pretty shiny and fancy. But, yeah, so 79, 80 frames as opposed to 60. Let's have a look. Let's stand by the water. That actually looks like pretty decent murky water. Let's turn ray tracing back on. We'll put it on ultra. Oh, I think ray tracing ruins the water. Alright, I'm going to put a side-by-side here. And unfortunately, I can't see the side-by-side right now because I'm doing this in post-production editing. But there's the difference. What do you think? Do you think the ray-traced water looks better or worse or the same? I think... Oh, look, there's a full wave simulation going on there. I think the ray tracing kind of hurts the water here. Alright, enough of that. Let's move on. Look, well, I don't really know what else. Let's get into a car. I think that's a police car. Or some sort of military. What is that? Private services. Oh, it's a private military corps or whatever. And we'll get into a car and see how the driving goes. Oh, that's a drone. How can I do that? I can hijack it? Oh, I can hijack the drone and fly it. Oh, wow. Yeah, CTOS 3.0 is really doing some good work, aren't they? So easy to hack. Alright, I'm going to steal this car just to drive up because my guy is lazy. And still this car. This car's like a smart car. It has auto drive.
Auto drive now enabled.
Auto drive. Let's see how auto drive goes. Oh my god, it nearly ran someone over. Auto drive's going to get me arrested. Alright, now, I have put the settings back to full ray tracing.
I bench body weights.
Right.
Well, not my body weight.
Oh my god, my guy's on the phone. That's illegal.
You don't need to give that kind of detail.
It's very impressive. People look at me and go,
Look at
"You get
that.
that
Bastard. Using a mobile phone while driving.
right?"
You lose your license for that.
This week's Truth News, according
Anyway,
to
yeah,
the
full ray tracing is on
81%
ultra again.
of
All the settings are on
Londoners
ultra,
very
running
happy
at
with
60
CEOs,
FPS. The
and
frame
I'm
times
not
are
sure that I agree with
pretty
this,
poor,
Andy. I don't
20
think 98%
milliseconds.
of Londoners have ever in the
But
history of London
everything
ever
is on
agreed
ultra at
anything.
1440p.
You could not get
I
98% of
think
Londoners to agree
I'm
that
happy
oxygen
enough to
will
play
get
this
rid of the
game
fog
like
of
this. I
raw
may
liquid feces.
maybe drop
And they expect us
down
to believe
ray
that
tracing a little bit. Let's try and put it on medium. And let's see how it performs
CTOs is better
versus
than
looks.
Not choking on shit mist.
Okay, it doesn't seem to be performing any better.
Specific Londoner who bought shares in
So that's probably not worth putting it on medium.
I mean, this is not just any old poll.
Probably just leave it on ultra. Alright, let's get rid of this auto drive. Let's drive myself. And we'll see what it's like when we get up to some speed, which is generally a little bit more challenging because you're loading a lot of new textures really quickly. Now, as for the game, I've only played it a little bit, so I don't really have too much to say about it. The character models in this game are quite ordinary, I would say. Whoa, I'm going to get in trouble. But that's part and parcel with the fact of you can play as absolutely anybody in this world. I haven't tried to recruit anybody else yet, still early days in the game. But yeah, you can do that, and it's fun. It definitely feels like a Watch Dogs game if you've played any of the first two.
Your judgment is impaired, Sally.
And the game looks good, but it's not. I've got to say though, this game doesn't look mind-blowingly good compared to the previous games. Like Watch Dogs 2 was a very good-looking game, and I think it might have something to do with the location setting. This is all just sort of city-based. I haven't ventured too far around the map yet, so I don't know if there's any sort of wide open places, but I don't know if London's sort of built like that. Looks like I'm getting into the Bronx. It's like graffiti everywhere, there's garbage on the road. The detail level is there. Looks pretty good, but you'll probably miss half this stuff if you're playing on lower settings, but actually, there we go. There's something we can do. I'm going to put it all on the lowest possible settings and we'll see how it goes. Alright, I'm back. Now, the game, for some reason, wanted to reset because I changed all the settings down to low. Let's see what it looks like and how it performs. Alright, let's double check the settings to see if they stuck. Quality, yep, everything's low. Geometry, so geometry, the highest is high. I mean, the lowest is high. The preset for low isn't even low on everything. Okay, glad I double checked. Okay, yeah, some of the textures are a bit pathetic. Let's see how it's performing. Right, we've got 90 FPS. Still running at 1440, but we've got quite a few. Yeah, 100 FPS now. I want to try some lower resolutions as well. Oh my god. Jeez, calm down, mate. So yeah, I mean, I would have expected probably at least 150 FPS on the lowest. Let's try some different resolutions. Let's go here. Actually, that'll be in display, won't it? Alright, what's the lowest res we can do? 1024 by 768. Alright, here we are. Wow. Yep, that's a blurry mess. That's horrible. And let's see, how is it performing? Oh, that's gigantic. What? Still 93? Still 100 FPS? What is going on in this game that sucks up the... oh, it's not even utilizing the whole GPU. What's the go there? It's only 57%. Why isn't it punching out more frames? It's got half the utilization of the GPU. It's weird. Is something limiting it? No, well, there's nothing I can see that's limiting this to under 100 FPS, but it just doesn't want to exceed it, and it's not even using the whole GPU. I don't know if that's like what do you call it? What's the words I want? An optimization issue where it's not using all of the power that I've got just because of a driver issue, or if that's just, I don't know, that's just a thing. I don't know enough about that. I'm just going to bump it all back up to ultra settings and just have a look at the utilization again. Okay, I am back, and yeah, okay, so everything's on maximum again. I've got DLSS on quality set, ray tracing is on ultra, and yeah, I don't know, maybe it's just the area of the map that I'm on with these buildings covering everything. Because I've got a little bit more frames, I've got 70 frames now instead of 60. But it is 98% utilization, so when you've got it on high settings it's using the GPU's power, but on the low settings it doesn't overperform the frames for some reason. It sort of lags it down to under 100 FPS, which I find is strange. But anyway, that's the video, guys. Thanks for watching it. If you liked it, give it a like, and don't forget to subscribe. That'd be cool. I'd really appreciate that. Hey, that looks exactly like a recruit that I have. Even the exact same clothes, but it says start recruitment. So it's not my recruit. I'll show you. It is... well, that's in the way. It is this one here. This lady. I've changed two clothes, but originally it was that person that was on the footpath just there. It's her. Interesting. About Watch Dogs, just quickly as well. I'm running this on an SSD on my PC, and there's a lot of load times. Going into buildings, loading screen. Changing characters, loading screen. Starting missions, loading screen. So if you like loading screens, this game's going to give you a fair bit of them. Obviously in the open world there are none. I don't know how this is going to perform with the new PS5. Maybe that won't have loading screens because of its new fancy proprietary architecture for the SSD and all that sort of jazz, but that's just something I've noticed. Alright, well, thank you very much for checking out this video. What is that? Oh, a bit distracted. Grace. Oh, hey, it's moving again. Go, buddy. It's in a race of its own. I do a weekly podcast with a couple of other guys. It's all video game oriented. We talk about news, reviews, and stuff that we're playing and have conversations about that sort of stuff. If you like that, check out the Aussie Gamers Experience podcast. It's available on iTunes, Stitcher, TuneIn Radio, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, everywhere. It's everywhere. Even this YouTube channel. There are links in the description below if you want to check those out, or just do a search on any of the podcast catchers. Thanks, as always. I am Lucas, and until next time, I will see you! Can't believe Cyberpunk 2077 was delayed again. This ray tracing looks good. Hey, lady.
Something's up with this vehicle, people. Begin lockdown. Out of here.